Listen closely, because between this breath and the next, something ancient will stir in you. A key you've carried since childhood, hidden in plain feeling, will click. By the end of this journey, you will speak a single sentence that the world cannot ignore, and doors you've knocked on for years will open as if by muscle memory. The promise is simple. You will learn to stop asking life for permission and watch life begin asking you for instructions. You have been told that reality is stubborn stone, that it yields only to the chisel of effort and the hammer of time. But stone has always remembered the sculptor's hand. It surrenders to what it recognizes. Tonight, I'm asking you to become recognizable to your future, to let your inner speech wear the fragrance of the life you long for until the world says, "I know that scent. Come in." For most people, desire is a siren that drags them forward, always forward. They live noon after noon in a perpetual almost. But desire was never meant to be a leash. Desire is a messenger. It arrives not to torment you with distance, but to inform you of proximity. The thing you want is close, closer than your skin. It is inside your next assumption. Look around your life and see the echo of old inner weather. The job you dislike is the condensation of yesterday's doubt. The bank balance is the waterline of last winter's self-concept. The relationship's temperature is the climate created by conversations no one else heard. You didn't fail. You broadcasted. And the world, faithful amplifier that it is, swelled your signal until you could not ignore it. This is not blame. This is authorship. If the last chapter ended in a cliffhanger you didn't like, good. Cliffhangers are invitations. The pen waits in your palm, ink warmed by the heat of your attention.
Tonight, I want you to imagine the city at 3 a.m. Windows are dark. Traffic lights click through their trance. Even the river seems to sleep. Somewhere, a janitor moves through a museum alone, sweeping dust from beneath paintings. That is you in the gallery of your mind, sweeping the floor of old interpretations. You pause beneath a portrait labeled "Me," and you realize the plaque is wrong. You reach up, unfasten the metal, and replace it with a new inscription that feels like a sunrise. This is revision, not history rewritten to brag, but identity rewritten to breathe. The moment you swap the plaque, every other frame in that museum starts rearranging itself. The lover in the next hall glances up. The painting of the apartment keys brightens. Even the still life of the bank account adds a few cherries. Who changed them? No one. You changed you, and the frames obeyed. You will be told that this is fantasy. Let them believe in smaller gods. What most call realism is merely devotion to old evidence. Evidence is slow, bound to the pace of matter. Feeling moves first. Feeling is the courier that outruns circumstance, slapping the stamp on tomorrow while today is still finding its shoes. You have done this before. Remember when grief painted the whole week gray, and suddenly strangers seemed colder, sidewalks narrower, the coffee bitter. That wasn't coincidence. That was consciousness in costume. Now reverse it. Let gratitude make the light indifferent to rain. Watch as emails soften their tone, and the elevator arrives the instant you approach. Coincidence, someone says. Number, calibration. There is a practice older than language. To sit quietly and let your body become porous to a future image. Not a daydream you watch from afar, but a memory you walk inside. Wear it like clothing. Smell the upholstery of the car you already own. Taste the steam of the kitchen in the home you already wake in. Feel the weight of a yes on your finger, the relief of permission in your lungs. Hold it not with tension, but with intimacy, the way the tide holds the moonlight. This is not pretending. Pretending checks the door every 5 minutes to see if the guest has arrived. Faith sets an extra place at the table and begins to eat.
If you've been waiting for a sign to begin, this is it. Imagine the next 21 days as a kiln. Each evening, you set identity into it, and each morning you lift out a warmer life, edges glazing, shape clarifying. If you're ready to make that commitment, to turn this from poetry into proof, join the 21-day challenge linked in the description or pinned comment. It is a living ritual, daily imaginal practice, nightly revision, and a gentle arc of self-concept that will surprise you with its quiet ferocity. Accept the invitation not because you are broken, no one is, but because you are unfinished, and finishing is joy. Now, breathe. Let your breathing be the metronome of a truer story. On the inhale, gather all the fragments of yourself you've outsourced to other people's opinions. On the exhale, release the theory that you must earn what is native to your being. The things you want are not foreign substances, they are organs of a future self blooming ahead of schedule. Your task is not to import them, it is to stop rejecting your own biology. When you say, "I'm not the kind of person who," you evict miracles with a sentence. Tonight, evict that sentence. Replace it with, "Of course I am." The universe, which hears your inner accent with perfect clarity, will nod and deliver accordingly. Consider the phrase most of us use when we dream. One day. One day I'll move. One day I'll heal this solar system of a family. One day I'll speak without apologizing mid-sentence. One day is a trick of the nervous system to keep you safe by keeping you still. Replace it with already. Already I move. Already I heal. Already I speak. You are not lying. You are choosing the tense of your loyalty. Align your verbs and the nouns will find their way. Notice how the body answers truth. When you entertain the feeling of your wish fulfilled, your shoulders drop a fraction. Your jaw loosens. Your eyes widen as if a horizon just stepped closer. That is your nervous system receiving instructions from your imagination and sending confirmation to your organs. We live here now. Keep visiting this inner address, and the mail will follow you. Opportunities with your name in the corner. Letters from better futures you forward to your present. You may ask, but what about action? Action is not the enemy. Action is the echo. When you dwell in a chosen state long enough, you'll feel a nudge that isn't frantic. It's not the mosquito of fear. It's the tide tugging the boat. That call might say, "Send that message," and you will, without rehearsing 5 future rejections in your head beforehand. It might say, rest, and you will without scrolling for permission. It might say, learn, and you'll open the tab without bargaining with your past. Action that rises from identity arrives dressed as ease. Let's perform a simple experiment together. Close your eyes after this sentence and touch with sensory honesty the life that calls you by your real name. Hear the voice of a friend congratulating you and catch the tiny hum behind their words. Love with relief. Feel the wristwatch you would buy only because it reminds you to breathe. See the picture frame on your shelf, filled at last. The face you've been waiting to meet, already laughing at something you said, so effortlessly it felt like a yawn. Hold this for 12 slow breaths. Then open your eyes and remain loyal to what you felt, not to the furniture that hasn't moved yet. Furniture is patient. It will catch up. And now, lean in, because here, at the hinge of our time together, I will tell you something most never hear clearly enough to use. You are not manifesting things. You are manifesting a version of yourself to whom those things are ordinary. Change the kind of person you are being in the quiet, and the kind of day that appears at your door will change its shoes to match. Listen. The moment you stop rehearsing lack and begin rehearsing belonging, the world recalibrates its welcome. Hooked again? Good, because what comes next will make you dangerous to your old limitations in the gentlest possible way.
Imagine a theater where you are both playwright and lead, but for years you believed you were only an extra wandering the background. The crowd mumbles, the set creaks, the director is late. You sit in the fourth row, hat pulled low, thinking, if they notice me, maybe they'll hand me a line. Then you feel it, a folded page in your coat pocket. Your name is on the cover. It always was. You unfold it. The stage lights tilt toward you, not rudely, not with spectacle, but with recognition. The playwright has returned to their seat. From now on, your life will not be a series of auditions. It will be a series of choices. This is where we anchor the practice. In 3 rivers that meet and become one ocean. First, assumption. The quiet climate you wear without telling anyone. Second, revision. The artistry of forgiving the past by refurnishing it. Third, selection. Choosing your inner words the way a surgeon chooses instruments, calmly, precisely, without chatter. If you adopt even one, change will find you like weather. If you adopt all 3, change will swear it has always known your address. Assumption first. The mind is not a courtroom, it's a greenhouse. Cases argued there take years, but seedlings sprout overnight. You do not win your future by proving your past wrong. You grow your future by warming it with feeling until it breaks the soil. Step into bed tonight and, before sleep drapes itself over your shoulders, let your last sensation be the relief of arrival. Not the fireworks of victory, that's too loud, but the domestic joy of, I'm home. Fall asleep in the house built by that sentence. If you do it often, life will stop forwarding your mail and will move you in. Revision next. Think of a memory that still tugs your sleeve, an argument that pinched your throat, a door that closed with a sound you can still hear. Most will say, what's done is done, and they will be right only in the museum of regret. You, the janitor artist, step into that gallery after hours. You dim the lights, you repaint the scene with a forgiveness so radical, the canvas exhales. In your revised memory, you are seen,
chosen, answered. Don't worry, this is not delusion. It is a new instruction to your nervous system, and therefore to your future. Yesterday heals its posture, and tomorrow learns how to stand. Now, selection. If your inner conversation were recorded this week, would you hire yourself as the narrator of your destiny? Too often we allow a bored announcer to drone on about statistics that don't apply. People like you don't. Dismiss him. Ask for a new voice, your own, awake and specific. I'm the kind of person for whom good news is routine. Say it inwardly until the sentence grows a doorway and you walk through. Start speaking to life as if it were a highly competent assistant. Handle this, you say to your imagination. Schedule that, and it does, because that's what it was designed to do. Turn mood into matter with embarrassing efficiency. What about the bridge of incidents, the winding path that carries you from here to there? You will cross unexpected planks, a missed train that leads to a conversation that becomes a company, an email that lands in the spam folder until you feel inexplicably moved to check just this once, a book that falls from a shelf and opens to a sentence that pries open a sky. Do not squint at the bridge, walk it. Assume that every twist is intelligence arranging itself to match your assumption's contour. You are not being tested, you are being shepherded. Let's talk about money without flinching. For some, money is a distant planet where only certain passports work. For you, from now on, money is weather. It comes, it goes. It returns in seasons you understand. Stop marrying your worth to the digits in the corner of an app. Tie your worth where digits cannot reach, to the state of being that speaks kindly to waiters, that tips the future with generosity even before it serves you dessert. Wealth is a personality trait of your chosen self. Wear it inwardly, quietly, without gold-plating your sentences, and watch as the outer numbers, which are obedient creatures, learn your new arithmetic. Love, it isn't what you chase, it is what you radiate. You do not hunt butterflies, you become a garden. Stand in the state of being loved, and you will become conspicuous to those who can see. When someone arrives who cannot, it will feel like trying to explain music to a statue. Smile. Statues are not your audience. You are not auditioning for love. You are auditioning love for you. Let your boundaries be the doors of a house with light in every room. Those who can hold that light will knock gently and enter singing. Those who cannot will blink and move along without either of you needing a speech. Health listens even more closely than money and love do because it lives in the same house as your attention. Speak to your body as to a trusted horse. We'll go there now. We'll rest here now. Thank you. Your cells understand gratitude better than Latin. A new self-concept alters chemistry. The lab of the body adjusts its recipes to feed the identity you rehearse most. Treat sleep as temple, food as friendship, movement as celebration, not to earn health, but to agree with it. You will be tempted to monitor results the way a child digs up a seed to check for roots. Resist. The soil is sleight of hand. It performs best unobserved. Trust what cannot be seen to stage a performance that cannot be denied. Your job is simple, and at first strangely difficult. Remain loyal to what you felt in your quiet moments. When the old world knocks, do not answer as its tenant. Answer as the new landlord. Polite, clear, unshaken. Consider a story from the future. Not far from now, you'll wake before your alarm because anticipation is kinder than caffeine. The curtains will move like a whisper. You'll stand at the window, and the city will look back without judgment, almost conspiratorial. An email will arrive with a subject line that makes you grin in a way only mirror knows. A text will chime from someone who once made you doubt yourself, and it will feel like a museum exhibit. Interesting, educational, not for sale. You'll make breakfast, not because you must fuel to fight a day, but because ritual is how artists bless the canvas. Then you'll step into a room where your name is spoken with the gentle authority of inevitability. This version of you won't be better than the old one, just truer. And truth feels like silk where once life felt like rope. If along the way, doubt returns with its persuasive slideshow, treat it as a door-to-door salesperson. Thank it for the pamphlet and close the door. Return to your chair, the throne of the imaginal, and resume your reign. The more often you do this, the less often doubt visits. It prefers neighborhoods where people chat on porches about how things never change. Your street will go quiet except for laughter and the sound of inboxes behaving.
A final exercise before we reach the sentence I promised you at the start. Tonight, when you lie down, imagine a version of tomorrow that is so normal in its goodness, you almost forget to be impressed. No fireworks, no orchestra, just meetings that end early because clarity arrived. A phone call that gives back the hours it once stole. A moment in the mirror where you nod because you recognize the person looking back. Fall asleep there. Wake up and be predictable in the direction of your dream. Miracles love routine. And now, the reveal. Not magic, not spell, simply the oldest truth wearing a modern coat. Stand, if you can. Place one hand over your chest to remind the body where home is, and one hand open, palm upward, to remind life you are ready to receive. Let the breath deepen. Let the mind relax the way the sky relaxes after thunder. Then, with dignity and simplicity, speak inwardly the sentence that rewrites the map. It is done because I am the one who has. Not will have, not hopes to have, has. The world recognizes that scent. The bridge of incidents hears its cue. Your nervous system files the paperwork. The day adjusts its lighting. The people who needed to find you will feel a tug as if by weather and drift into your orbit. Some will call it luck. You will call it alignment. Keep that sentence as a private sunrise. Return to it whenever the afternoon starts to bargain. Use it when you step into rooms that once made you shrink. Use it when you open bills, when you lace your shoes, when you say your name to a stranger. Do not shout it. Whisper it to your cells, your calendar, your coffee. It is done because I am the one who has. Then, walk as if gravity agrees. And when the proof begins, first as flickers, then as furniture, do not be surprised. Be grateful, be kind, expand without apology. Keep sweeping the museum. Keep revising the labels. Keep wearing the fragrance of arrival. And if you wish for structure, for company, for a daily ember to keep your inner kiln lit, remember the 21-day challenge waiting below. It isn't a syllabus, it's a vow you make to your future self in front of your present. You were never begging the world to change. You were training it to remember you. Now it does. Now it will. And now you know the door.